Now that we actually have the rear stabilizer on, the next thing I wanted to tackle from the back was to actually get the roll cage, and it comes with the Pro that looks so cool. I absolutely think it needs to go in this truck. So here I'm going to show you how it's put on. It's a simple process, and let's get to it. As you can see, it comes in various pieces. The main mounting point where this actually goes into the body, and these two spots right here are for the body post, which will be attached to the body as well. This part will go into here and attach with pins. It also comes with a spare tire, which you can mount here, or if you have two, you can mount them right there. They supply you with both hardware to mount it here and here. They supply you with all the hardware. These two mounting clips, which will go from the rear fenders to this part here. And this is another part that goes from that actually holds on from the from the body to the cage. So one of the main parts of this upgrade is actually having to cut out part of your existing body from if you have the ready to run. I don't know why they put this in the last page, but I went ahead and did that first. And so here's what the cutout body looks like. You need to cut out the whole bed, as you can see. Also, you need to make some holes in the rear of the fender, right above the lights. They give you a diagram here of how to make all the holes, and on the rear side of the cab. So once you do that, I wanted to get that out of the way, so just to get it quicker. So now let's go on with installing the actual cage onto the chassis. So the first step is to actually get this part of the cage onto the body and attaching this part, which holds the body mount, to this spot so that the body mount is over here. It's a pain in the butt to get this stuck to the actual posts right here, so I'm going to take them off and do it right here, and then simply just attach it through there. The cage, these points connect to here, and so that's where you'll be using two screws that Kyosho supplies you with. So let me go ahead and do that. So there's the first part of the cage actually attached to the body. Fairly easy. Just these two bolts right there, 1 and 2. I go onto there, and from the top it holds it from this mounting post. Now, what I would recommend is taking these two bolts off and actually taking the mount for the post and doing it separate, because as you can see, you have to get into those two little screws, and it's kind of tough. At least for me, with this screw, it wasn't so good. So I took it off, did it, and then put it all back together. Then all you need to do is put these two bolts, and that's it. For me, I had to take off the stabilizer arm, just this part, undo it, and just put the cage in there. But overall, it was pretty easy. Now to install this part onto it, you simply put it through the holes, sort of align it wherever you want to. I mean, you can. Kyosho gives you a sort of a standard thing that they say will work to a certain amount of holes, because you do have many different positions in which you could put it. That is attached with a ton of these little clips that they give you, and so let me go ahead and do that. So with that, the main part of the cage is actually bolted onto the truck, starting to look like a nice little cockroach. and I will actually put the spare tire that they provide you with and close that there. And there you go. Now to the mounting points of the body. Also, one thing, Kyosho actually on their thing, it shows that the cage comes in pieces and that you actually have to assemble it like this, but like I showed you, it comes in those pieces, in those basic 3 big pieces that I showed you, this part and this part. It comes already pre-assembled. But now to putting the mounting clips onto the body. So on the body, after you have made your holes, I made them with a soldering iron, and you can see they already broke it. This is not the body that I'm going to be using later on for my final actual truck that I want. So you simply just put them on through there, put them through the holes. Put them through the holes. Add one of these little rubber washes, which is actually kind of nice because it dampens the sound a lot. You don't hear a lot of rattling and stuff. And then add a body clip. And that's it. You do the same for all 4. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now for the rear, you dig out these 2 holes on the rear fender, and these will be mounted on with these 3mm screws, like so. Like that. So let me go ahead and fix up everything, and then I'll show you how it mounts. So there it is, another pretty straightforward installation. Just simply put these under here. And strip these pins onto there. I will say these are kind of annoying because they take some force to get out. So when you're trying to sort of do something quick, change a battery or something, that's kind of a big pull that you have to do. So I'll probably have to figure something else to replace that sort of little locking mechanism. Other than that, it's really easy to get the body out and work on the truck. So those are the few upgrades that I have done so far to the truck to get it to the pro stage. Another thing you might notice is that my ESC actually goes right here rather than back in the box. There's nothing in there, and that's something I simply did because it's just better to work on it right here. And this box is actually not even waterproof. So what I did was I took out the ESC, took it apart, hit it with this stuff, and it made it a little more waterproof, or at least the water won't concentrate in the electronic parts. As you can see as well, I have no servo because the stock servo is crap, and it died on me on the 2nd day of actually running the truck. So I figured I'd take it out, and I'm waiting for my Savox one to come in, but I won't probably put that in until I do the front stabilizing arms and the wiper style steering linkage. Another thing I did myself was change the bullet connectors in the back to these higher quality ones, and I do this to every single one of my RC trucks. To every motor and ESC I put these on, and so that's just one thing that I did. Well, that's it. Stay tuned for the next upgrade.